Do you ever feel like you're just caught in a daily avalanche of news about artificial intelligence? If you do, you're definitely not alone. It's this constant, kind of overwhelming stream of information that often seems to completely contradict itself. One minute you're reading about some world-changing breakthrough, like this, where AI helped uncover a totally new way to fight cancer. I mean, that's incredible, right? It's the kind of stuff that gives you real hope for the future. But then you scroll down, and not even a minute later, your feed shows you something like this, where that exact same technology is being twisted and used to launch these super sophisticated attacks, causing all sorts of real-world damage. It's just a classic case of technological whiplash. So much promise on one side and so much peril on the other. So the real question is, how are you supposed to make sense of any of this? How do you cut through all the noise and the hype to figure out what's actually going on? Well, that's exactly what we're going to try to break down right here. Okay, so to even begin to wrap our heads around this, we first need to get a sense of the sheer scale of it all. See, AI isn't some sci-fi concept off in the distant future. No, it's already here. It's become this everywhere machine that's woven right into the fabric of our world. Let me show you what I mean. Let's start with a number, 38 million. What do you think that is? I mean, it's a huge number, but it's not the number of chatbot users or AI-generated cat pictures. It's something way more fundamental. That's how many farmers in India are now using a Google AI model to get better predictions for the monsoon season. And look, this isn't just some small convenience. We're talking about technology that helps secure food for millions and protects people's livelihoods on a massive, massive scale. And it's not just happening on farms. AI is moving right into the halls of government. Microsoft is now rolling out its Copilot AI assistant to federal workers here in the US, with the goal of making public services run better. That's a huge shift in how a government can operate. And now let's bring it right down to you, to us. It's showing up right inside your web browser. Companies like Anthropic are testing out these AI agents that can literally watch what you're doing online and just help out. Filling in forms, gathering info for you. The big idea is to automate all the boring stuff so you can get on with your life. So who's behind this massive explosion? Well, what's really fascinating is that it's not thousands of different companies. It's really just a handful of tech giants. And they are in an all-out arms race, pouring billions and billions of dollars into building and launching these tools. All this power being concentrated in so few hands, well, it's shaping everything, and it raises some pretty big questions. All right, so we've established AI is pretty much everywhere. But is all this growth happening this fast a good thing? This is where you have to step back and ask, really? Because it seems like for every incredible promise, there's an equally serious peril. It's a classic double-edged sword. Take the workplace, for example. On one hand, the promise is huge. A Google survey found that a staggering 90% of software developers use AI every single day, and they say it's making them way more productive. But on the other hand, we're seeing this new problem people are calling work slop. Just low-quality, AI-generated junk that wastes everyone's time and drives your colleagues crazy. So is it actually a productivity tool or just a new way to make spam? You see this exact same tension in innovation. You've got these really promising projects, like Apertus out of Switzerland. It's a totally open AI model built on ethically sourced data, all about building trust. And then, in the same breath, you have a huge player like Anthropic getting sued because they allegedly trained their models on nearly 500,000 pirated books. It feels like a real battle for the soul of AI. And this gets to a real security paradox. On one side, companies are actually releasing open source AI tools designed to find and fix safety risks in other models. That's great. But at the very same time, huge companies are rolling out AI systems with just glaring, basic security holes. For example, the AI hiring tool McDonald's used exposed the personal data of millions of people because of flaws that were totally preventable. And this is the key. These aren't just theoretical problems for some far-off future. The consequences are happening right now. And you know what? Regulators are starting to pay very close attention. The Federal Trade Commission is now officially investigating those AI companion chatbots and the potential harm they could be doing, especially to kids. And when a technology moves so fast that governments have to hit the brakes and investigate, that's when you know it's time to zoom out and ask some much, much bigger questions. Which brings us to our final and maybe most important question. So what? With this chaotic mess of amazing promise and scary peril, what does it all really mean for us? We're not just talking about technology anymore. We're talking about fundamental shifts in our society. You could say our entire future is kind of on trial. A lot of the big labs driving this whole revolution have a stated goal, and that goal is to create super intelligence. That's an AI that can outperform humans at, well, pretty much everything. Now, that could unlock solutions to our biggest problems. We're talking disease, climate change, you name it. But it also has a lot of very smart people sounding the alarm about what could go wrong. And while that debate over superintelligence is going on, a different shift is already happening under our noses. Just look at this. A recent study suggests we've already crossed this wild threshold where more than half of the new articles online are being generated by AI, not by people. Just think about that for a second. What does that do to our ability to know what's real and what's not? And if rewriting our entire information landscape sounds big, consider this next frontier: rewriting human biology itself. We now possess the technology to use AI to screen human embryos for genetic diseases before they're even implanted. This is not science fiction. This is a tool that exists today, and it's forcing us to ask some of the deepest questions imaginable about what it means to be human. So, here we are. We've seen AI become the everywhere machine. We've seen its double-edged nature in our jobs and our security, and now we're facing questions that touch the fabric of reality, from the words we read to the future of our own species. This whole avalanche of progress, it really leaves us with one critical final question. With all this incredible new power, just because we can do all these things, does it mean we should? That's the decision that is now facing all of us.